One of the most recognizable Jewish items is matzah. I mean, what's more Jewish than matzah? It is so up there with the shofar, menorah, and of course, matzah ball soup. Matzah is the center of the Seder and the symbol of Passover. So why do we eat matzah? Well, a long time ago, when the Jews were leaving Egypt, there wasn't enough time to bake bread. They were so busy rushing that they threw the dough on their backs and it baked into crackers, and we eat matzah because of that. What could that be? God shows up in Egypt and poofs 10 of the coolest plagues ever: blood, frogs, lice, locusts, darkness. By the time the Jews were ready to leave, he turned the entire country upside down. And all of that, and he couldn't arrange for the day in which we leave, late checkout. I mean, maybe giving us like an hour heads up that, by the way, at noon, shuttles are leaving for the promised land. We have to run out like fugitives. Why couldn't we leave like normal people? And yet, this technical difficulty of not having enough time to bake bread, this is the symbol of exodus, of freedom, of independence. Judaism is not a commemorative religion. We don't do things because we did them a long time ago. It's dynamic, it's relevant. If we have a custom, we're not reliving history. We're using history as a window into something much deeper to better our lives today. Egypt is both a historical place and an everyday reality. In Hebrew, the name is Mitzrayim, which has the word Matza, which means constraints. We all have constraints, aspects of our lives that are lacking, areas in which we feel unable to grow and change for the better, relationships that are strained, talents unfulfilled, frustrations, disappointments, and failures that we see in ourselves and others. And we're all looking for certain freedom from these constraints, for a path out of that Mitzrayim, that personal Egypt, towards the promised land. Many times, the opportunities that we're looking for, the ones that can change our lives, present themselves right before our eyes. There's a moment that requires us to step up at work, at home, in faith, or in our community. We see it, and we know that it'll bring us a little bit closer to greatness. But there's a catch. These opportunities have one thing in common: their packaging. Growth moments are almost always wrapped in the same way: in challenge, in difficulty, and in discomfort. Why? Because that's how it works. Greatness is uncomfortable. If it were easy, it wouldn't be great. And when those moments present themselves, we're stuck. We know we should do it, but we don't want to. We should make the call, right? We should be healthier. We should learn more. We should be more patient and kind and generous and tolerant, but it's too hard, and we're so tired. So we come up with a brilliant response. Later. I'll do it later. No, I want to, and I'm going to, but it's the end of the day. It's almost a weekend. I should do it after the holidays, when the kids are out of the house. When I make partner, after I retire. It's a great move, right? No work and no guilt. Later is the first step to never. Matzah doesn't just commemorate how we left Egypt 2,000 years ago. It's the symbol of how to get out of Egypt every day of our lives. God deliberately rushed the Jews out to teach us that freedom doesn't wait until it's more convenient. It happens now. Greatness stems from alacrity. You run to opportunities. You don't walk, and you definitely don't stroll. See, that's the difference between matzah and chametz, which is bread. Chametz is later, and matzah is now. And maybe that's why those are the symbols of Passover, the holiday of freedom. Because they remind us that the difference between a life of meaning or mediocrity, of Egypt or promised land, is really determined by one thing: our reaction to challenge, our willingness to either delay or engage in the opportunity in front of us. Chametz or matzah. Happy Passover.